Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
Governor Doyediri of Bayelsa State has given fresh assurance that the days of epileptic power supply in the state will soon be over. This comes as the state last week took delivery of a 60-megawatt gas turbine for power generation. The governor explained that the goal of his administration is to ensure 24-hour electricity supply across the glory of all land states by December this year.
Palpable excitement is in the air in Bayelsa State as the government takes delivery of its long-awaited 60-megawatt gas turbines. The acquisition is part of the current administration's plan to generate and distribute its own electricity in order to address the state's long-standing power challenges. Speaking on the development, Governor Doyediri said all is now set for Bayelsa, the glory of all lands, to begin enjoying an uninterrupted power supply in the coming months.
Work is going on steadily at Elebele for the installation of the gas turbines. And so by December this year, I promise Bayelsans, we are going to have 24 hours electricity supply. The moment we have electricity, productivity in Bayelsa will be increased. And I told myself, when you finish with electricity, the next thing that you must address before you leave office is water.
In another development, conversations on the persistent imbalances in Nigeria's federalism and the non-adherence to the rule of law took center stage at the third Dr. Ayebake Prayer Amba Memorial Lecture organized by the Niger Delta University, Wilberforce Island, Amasoma, and Bayelsa Founding Fathers Forum last week. Keynote speaker at the event, Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka, underscored the need for a structural overhaul of Nigeria's governance system to reflect genuine federal principles. He also called for stronger accountability and good governance as prerequisites for national progress.
We are dealing with structures we did not create. The instruments we are using are not of our own making. And so that is why you find that we look like parliamentarians, but we are not parliamentarians. We cannot sustain a conversation about the quality of federalism, the quality of democracy, about fighting corruption, because now we are at a point in which we understand and we know that our system is malfunctioning.
Operating fiscal federalism where the federating states are made to compete and are allowed to harness and develop their God-given resources will certainly usher in lasting peace, innovation, development, and self-reliance by the federating states. Such principles as devolution of power, fiscal federalism, and others are very necessary for the Nigerian federalism to triumph.
Giving us Bayelsa is not a favor. The Gulf of Guinea region that Bayelsa faces has been described as the oil chest. I feel that giving us a state with 8 local governments with no sign of changing is eternal humiliation. For the time we are created till now, we have been changed and will continue to be changed.
For his part, Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doyediri, who was represented by his deputy, Senator Lawrence Erujakpo, faulted the current system, noting that the country is in dire need of leaders with the right mindset to turn things around for the better.
For me, the question is, we need to have a definition and identity of what we call federalists first, before we talk about whether it's going to work in Nigeria and whether they are going to converge. Because there was no time all these characters who started the emancipation of Nigeria thought together and collectively. They had always thought in their own pocket of silos. Federalists will converge when we look at the issues and not the person. When we look at the rules and not the emotion. When we look at the law and not the sentiment.
The advent of military coups beginning in 1966 distorted the financial autonomy and decentralization of powers enjoyed by regional governments as introduced in 1954 by the federal system in the Lytton Constitution. The federal government then took control of virtually every revenue against regional or subnational entities, controlling their resources while paying royalties to the federal government. In the Niger Delta, oil and gas resources became the exclusive reserve of the federal government, with states in the region becoming dependent on monthly allocations from the federation account.
Inside the Niger Delta,